Hi everyone, here are 3 quick tips for you as to what I believe as a leadership developer that you should have a focus on in 24. Let's look at it. These are the circumstances we are still operating under. We still need to find a lot of solutions and more because these crises are happening at the same time. And we also have a lot of new demands, a lot of new criteria to live up to, and how are we going to do that? Then there's also a question of how is the workforce doing anyway, and I don't know how it is in your team, but we just have to all be aware of that if you want a productive team, a creative team, an innovative team, you need to have your team operate in that green tier of this slide. So with calm nervous systems, so that their brain can function optimally and so that they can be as creative as it is necessary to be if you want to solve all the problems we're facing. So also be aware of that your success depends on your team. If they are not thriving, if they can't keep up, it won't go as well as if they are able to thrive and able to keep up. And that's why I wanted to give you these tips and tricks. And I just want to remind you that we need all to be aware that we can't just wait a month or 3 or a year or 2. The things are going so fast these days that we have to have super awareness on every step of the way, because every step we take in the wrong direction will go faster, and every step we take in the right direction will go faster. So it's about paying attention to which step is the right one to take. And I just want to remind you that I have studied this field for many years, and I have transformed a lot of leadership people, and I would love to help you, and I have a lot of experience in doing that. So just so if you know who is this woman talking to me about this, it's me. And I have 3 good tips for you. And tip number 1 is that always remember that it's always darkest before dawn. That's a rule of nature. So if you feel fear at times that, oh my God, it's really getting a lot darker in the world, more wars, more conflict, more inflation, more crisis, more control, more surveillance, more criteria we have to live up to. Just remember that this is a natural law. It gets darker before dawn. But it is always possible to go up instead of down. And when you do, you take a lot of people with you. So as a leader, if you have this philosophy, any breakdown can be turned into a breakthrough with, I believe, the right mindset and the right attitude. And I talk from experience of a lot of different kinds of breakdowns, both professionally and personally. Second tip, transformation starts with you. You are the foundation for systemic upgrade to the leadership of the new era. So it won't happen without you transforming. You have to shift something within yourself. You have to shift your mindset. You have to shift your attitude if you want your organization to change. And this is how systemic change happens, is one person at a time, one team at a time. So Margaret Mead said, never doubt that a small amount of committed people can change the world, because indeed is it the only way it has ever happened. So you can make a lot of change by changing yourself. And what to focus on then, and then I want to just remind you of a megatrend in the 21st century, which has come out of a need, because we have been so good at depleting resources, exploiting natural resources, exploiting people, that we now need to turn that spiral around and start regenerating, start restitution, start healing, start doing things in a way where we go up as a collective instead of further down the drain. And so my third tip to you is how on earth to do that. And I have a little recipe for you, and here it is. So the recipe is about focusing on 2 different axes. So axis 1 is the masculine-feminine balance, or you could call it the yin and the yang. So that's having, my brother says it's like it's playing tennis with both the forehand and the backhand. So it's like walking on 2 legs or using 2 wings if you want to fly. It's about using our 2 essential primordial resources. Both our masculine, which is like our drive, our focus, our ability to act on our dreams and make them happen. Focus on the bottom line, focus on results. But then we also have a different set of skills, and that's all the yin skills, that's the feminine skills, which is our ability to thrive along the way, to create thriving teams, to create processes that are a good deal for everybody, to care for the whole while we are caring for the goal. So if you want to thrive and have a future-proof business in the 21st century, but not least in 24, this is something to be aware of. You need to use both gears. And those who use mostly one will be in trouble, because if you are too one-sided, there's a bigger chance for you to fall over. So focus on both. So that means, for example, when you work, when you are at a task, focus on the task and then give yourself a break. Focus on the task, then a break. If you hold meetings, don't put them back to back to back to back to back, because then people don't have time to reflect between the meetings. Insert pauses, or even better, batch time so that you have time for deep focus at certain times, preferably in the morning of the workday, and then you can put the interactive time, the meetings, the talk, the chit-chat, the following up in the afternoon, because then you are sure that your team actually gets time to accomplish what they're here to accomplish. So that's a simple way to use this, or a start to use this awareness about the balance between yin and yang. Then there's another axis to focus on, and many people overlook this axis, but that is the vertical axis. That is our level of consciousness, our level of awareness, our level of intelligence. It is awareness about that we can be masculine, feminine, yin, yang in many different ways. We can be business people in many different ways, and we can be it from a very egoic place where we only focus on our own good, or we can be it from a higher perspective where we are also aware of a 360-degree we focus. How is this a good deal for everybody? But it's also a matter of genius and creativity. As long as you operate on the very low axis, you will not be at your best. You will be a distorted version. I mean, in the distorted masculine is like overpowering, dominating, workaholic, and the immature feminine version is manipulative, weak, passive, not really getting things done. So those are not attractive for any of us. So when you move up the vertical ladder, you move up to a new version of the masculine feminine, where it's the healthy one. So which means that the masculine in all of us will then be the hero, who the king who protects the weak, protects his or her team, who set clear rules, who set clear principles, who have a focused direction that is about protecting what is dear to us, which I would hope for you is humanity, our planet Earth, all that is dear to life. So that's the healthy masculine. And the healthy feminine is about grace, it's about elegance, about alchemism, it's about turning a crisis into a quantum leap, about using our magical abilities to download genius ideas directly from universal intelligence. What has created great art, great science, great businesses all throughout times. That is a yin talent that we can all employ, but we need to get access to the masculine and feminine in all of us in new ways. And you get that, the best of the masculine and feminine, when you move up the vertical ladder, yes, and get access to what we could call higher intelligence, a higher level of maturity, a higher level of intelligence. And the more you move up the vertical axis, the more you can work smarter, not harder, because the kind of ideas you get, the kind of solutions you get access to are much faster. They're just much, it's like hacks. It's like disruptive ideas that just make the old work obsolete, because you have access to a higher intelligence. So this would be my best recommendation for you in 24 and beyond. Focus on refining these balances the horizontal one and also the vertical one, and I think that will that is your best chance for being future-proof today and tomorrow. If you want my help, of course I can help you, and I just want to warn you, if you don't upgrade to this new level of awareness, you might not be able to use all the new apps in the world. And I also want to remind you one thing, that it's not me who invented, but I think this is very well said. The illiterate of the 21st centuries are those who are unwilling or unable to unlearn the old habits of the 20th century, because we were in the 20th century, we were either or. We desiccated everything in small boxes. Those days are over. So, and I just want to show you also the different kind of game we need to play now. We used to play Monopoly, now we need to play flow game. How can we eliminate blocks for flow in our organization? And it's not about lean, it's not about treating an organization as a machine anymore, it's about treating it as an organism. So actually, in order to compete with AI, in order to create a future-proof organization, you need to develop your humanity. I created a new report about that, and I inquired, what do we need? And it's interesting that even AI will invite people to develop your humanity, because it's the only way you can compete with AI. So it's a completely different game, and we need to learn that. So just want to remind you of the leadership model that I distilled for the 21st century, that is like a diamond. And the reason why I remind you of that is to give you one final word and say, you know what? Humans have diamonds inside. Humans are diamonds. We have this amazing, infinite ability within us. And when we polish our inner diamond, the light can enter. And what is light? Light is insight. Light is hope. Light is energy. Light is light is infinite possibility. So when we polish our inner diamond, we can create miracles on this planet, and this is what we need to do now. And I also want to remind you that diamonds are created under hard pressure. So don't avoid pressure, but be smart about it. Use it in such a way that you and your team and your business become diamonds who shine and who show the way forward to others. And yeah, be smart about it. And if you want my help, you know who I am, you know where to reach me. But first and foremost, I want to wish you a miraculous new year at home, at work, and in the world. Thank you for your attention.